You know that feeling when you do something wrong? Even something small. You said the wrong thing to a friend, you forgot something important, you let someone down. And it just sits there in your chest, heavy, uncomfortable. It follows you around. You think about it before you sleep. You think about it when you wake up. That feeling, that weight, is something most people carry without even thinking about it. Now think about someone you know who does not have that. Someone who hurt you, really hurt you, and then just kept going. No weight, no apology that meant anything, no sign that what happened even left a mark on them. While you were lying awake at night replaying everything, they were fine. While you were trying to understand what went wrong, they had already moved on to the next thing. And at some point, you started asking yourself the question that nobody really wants to ask. What if they genuinely did not feel anything? What if there was no guilt? Not hidden, not buried, just gone? That question is what this video is about. Most people think a person without guilt looks scary. Cold eyes, strange energy, the kind of person you spot immediately and know something is off. But that is almost never how it works in real life. The people psychology has studied most carefully, the ones who score highest on measures of what is called antisocial personality, are often the most charming people in the room. They're warm when they want to be, funny, magnetic. They make you feel like the most important person in the world when their attention is on you. The absence inside them is not visible from the outside. It only becomes visible when something happens that would cost someone a normal amount. And then, in that specific moment, the lights go out, and you see it, and you can never fully unsee it after that. So what is actually happening inside the brain? Because this is not just a personality type or a bad attitude or someone who chooses not to care. There's real biology underneath it. When most people do something that hurts someone else, two parts of the brain light up almost at the same time. The first part is the prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of the brain. It processes what happened and understands that something went wrong. The second part is the amygdala, the feeling part of the brain. It produces the emotional response, the discomfort, the guilt, the feeling that sits in your chest. In a healthy brain, these two things happen together. You understand what you did and you feel it. That combination is what makes guilt real. That combination is what makes people change their behavior. That combination is what makes human relationships actually work. But in the brain of someone with antisocial personality disorder, something is different. Brain scans have shown consistently that the amygdala in these people is less active, sometimes significantly less active. The feeling part of the equation is quiet, so the thinking part can register that something happened, they can understand it intellectually, they can even describe it accurately. But the feeling that should come with that understanding, the weight, the discomfort, the thing that keeps normal people up at night, it is simply not there, not blocked, not hidden, just absent. And here's the part that matters most and that almost nobody explains clearly. Not feeling guilt doesn't mean not knowing right from wrong. These are two completely different things. A person without guilt can understand moral rules perfectly. They can tell you exactly what is considered wrong. They can explain why other people would be upset. They can even perform the appropriate response, the apology, the sad face, the moment of appearing to care, because they've watched how normal people behave and they've learned to copy it when it's useful. What they cannot do is feel it. For most people, knowing something is wrong and feeling that it's wrong happen at exactly the same time. You can't separate them. But for this person, they're completely separate things. Knowing is just information, and information without feeling has no power over behavior. It's like knowing that a stove is hot. You understand it, but you never actually get burned, so the warning never becomes real. Now here's something important that most videos about this topic completely skip. This is not an all or nothing thing. It's a scale. At one end, you have people who struggle with guilt and empathy in some situations, especially when they're stressed or when their own needs are on the line. They can care about some people some of the time. They can have real moments of warmth and connection, but those moments are inconsistent and fragile. The care tends to disappear the moment it becomes inconvenient. At the other end of the scale, you have what clinicians call primary psychopathy, a deep and consistent absence of emotional response to other people at all. No real attachment, no guilt ever, no genuine care for anyone beyond what that person can provide. But here's the thing most people miss. The vast majority of the damage caused by people on this scale doesn't come from the extreme end. It comes from the middle. It comes from people who are perfectly functional and completely ordinary looking and who cause real lasting damage to the people around them, in relationships, in families, and friendships, without ever crossing a line that would make the problem obvious to an outsider. These are the people who confuse you the most, because they're capable of enough warmth to keep you close and enough absence to keep you hurting you. And that combination is what makes the damage so hard to recover from. What does it feel like to be close to one of these people? It feels like confusion. That's the word almost everyone uses when they try to describe it afterward. Not fear, not anger, confusion, because the person you're dealing with is not consistently cold. If they were consistently cold, you would leave. They're inconsistently warm. They're wonderful in ways that feel completely real. And then something shifts. Some moment where they should feel something and don't, and the floor disappears. And then they come back, and they're warm again, and you start to wonder if you imagined it. And that cycle, warmth and absence, then warmth and absence, is what keeps people stuck long after they should have left. Because you're not trying to leave someone who is always cold. You're trying to leave someone who is sometimes the best person you've ever known. And that's a completely different and much harder thing to do. Here's the truth at the end of all of this. There is no conversation that will fix it. There is no explanation of your feelings that will land the way you need it to. There is no confrontation that will produce the moment where they finally get it. Because the part of them that would get it, the part that would feel the weight of what they did, is not fully available. And this is not something that therapy reliably fixes. It's not something that time changes. The research on this is not encouraging, which means the apology you've been waiting for, the real one, the one that would actually feel something, in most cases is not coming. Not because they decided not to give it, but because giving a real apology requires feeling something, and feeling something is precisely what they cannot do. Understanding this will not make the hurt go away, but it might finally let you stop waiting. And stopping the waiting, that's where healing actually starts. Not with their apology, with you finally accepting that it was never coming, and that what happened was never your fault to begin with. This is what psychology does when it's done honestly. It doesn't tell you what you want to hear, it tells you what is actually true.